It's round 5 of the Highline Racing League Culture Designs Truck Series. This evening, the second series drivers head to one of the most famed tracks in all of oval racing. It's 120 laps from North Wilkesboro. I am your producer and commentator, River Page. No, the title was misleading because it says 95 laps. 120 laps today from the, I believe, 3/4 of a mile short track, though. Again, I didn't do the track info, so I could be mistaken. Most of the drivers complete with their qualifying laps already as we watch Michael Deitch take his lap around in the number 46 Chevrolet. He is in P12. Andrew Siegel 13th behind him. Ryan Potter, who was top of the boards in practice, has not set a lap and is not on the racetrack. I believe he got into the wall, as he does have a lap down, but he's, of course, not on pole right now. That belongs to Casey Heschel in the 00. Garrett Sidnor, the reigning champion, sits second, needing a good points finish to make a run at a back-to-back championship. As you see, the University of Akron 46 makes his way onto pit road. Dylan Wedgwood, the last truck out on the track, but he has already set his lap, and so we'll turn to the biggest entertainer on the track right now, which is Alan Kunman in the Choose V. But it looks like he's completed his laps, and he'll sit in pit road as qualifying winds down. 55 seconds remaining. Andrew Siegel still out on the track along with Dylan Wedgwood. And it looks like it'll be 13 trucks that will set a time here for today's race at North Wilkesboro. 5th of the season, as the second season of the Highline Racing League Truck Series starts to heat up after this race. 3 races remaining in an 8 race season, as Dylan Poteet leads the point standings right now. 174 points on the board for the driver, the number 31. He's got 16 points up on last week's winner, Lucas Lodato, but oh no, this is updated. Okay, I'm tripping. Terry Brooks in 34 points off of Lodato, and then it's 12 back to Sidnor. But that main battle is right up with Lodato and Poteet, as Lodato only 16 points off of him. Poteet, 1 bad finish and 1 good finish for Lodato is all she wrote. And speaking of Poteet, I don't see him on the grid. I don't know if the 31 made the show. The points leader might not be in the race, which would, of course, cause some big implications. So we'll see if he gets in. But I don't have a 31 on my timing and scoring right now. And so it looks like your points leader will not make the show. But Lucas Lodato, of course, is here in the number 7 machine. He'll qualify 7th, but not close enough to get to the pole. That spot will belong to the 00 of Casey Heschel. And we'll get the qualifying results up on the screen. Casey Heschel in the 00. First start of the season, he takes pole position alongside Garrett Sidnor, outside pole sitter. Starting in 3rd, Terry Brooks, and Tyler Rush up in 4th. I got a paint scheme issue with the 00. Ryan Hines lines up 5th alongside Connor Holden in the 81 in 6th. Lucas Lodato 7th, Dylan Clark outside of row number 4 in 8th. Nicholas Pressey in the 94 lines up 9th, and Matt Muir rounds out the top 10. In 10th, Ty Smith and Michael Deitch taking up row number 6, 11th and 12th. Andrew Siegel and Adam Bossy, row 7, 13th and 14th, but I don't think, I'm pretty sure Bossy's in the Choose V. So that'll put Siegel in 13th. That'll put Ryan Potter up to 14th. And then everyone back here will get moved up a row. Matthew Rodriguez and Dylan Wedgwood, 15th and 16th. 17th will be Dalton Beer, and that is your full field for 120 laps here at North Wilkesboro. Oh my god, is it Discord? Oh, good lord. Alright, well, we've got a couple things to fix up. Some of my settings got reset. Let's see here. Looks like we've got River Page in the top left, which... even though it's nice to have that, I do actually have something for that. Let's see, here it is. There we go. Yeah, look at that. River Page right there. So that'll do it for the grid, and the field will roll off, so I'll just try and reset Trading Paints one more time to see if we can get the 00's paint loaded on in, or if it's just going to be a gray car with a white spot on the hood. And we also don't have the font for the ticker, which is pretty annoying. Oh, I see. So he's got the spec map, but he uploaded the contingency file as the paint file, I'm pretty sure. See the spec map, but we'll never know what the paint scheme looks like for the 00. But as the pace car rolls off at turn 4, he'll pull off of the track. Never mind. The lights were off. I got all excited. Give me time to look for a good starting camera, maybe? Yeah. There we go. Oh, the 00 dropping to the back. Casey Heschel falling to the rear of the field. I have no idea why. So it looks like that's probably not why we went green. Oh, sorry. Heschel as the Cup Series starter is going to get an EOL, or a Premier Series starter gets an EOL at the beginning of the race. I was really confused for a second. But now we'll roll up to the green. That gives Terry Brooks the pole spot, and the green flag drops. We're underway from North Wilkesboro. Immediately, a good start for Brooks. He'll drive up into the corner and take the lead off of turn 2. Sidnor trying to fight that top side. The Culture Designs Chevrolet on the bottom, working that bottom groove in. The 50 is Sidnor trying to work the second line in right on the seam. But as they come to complete lap number 1, it's Terry Brooks who leads the first lap down into 1 and 2, running that bottom line. Of course, looking a lot like the real-life race here, but we know, I believe this is like a 1987 or a really old scan. I don't know how they would have gotten it. It really doesn't make any sense to me, but an older track texture. So with cars like the NASCAR Next-Gen, you'll see the top line being put into effect in turns 1 and 2, where you can enter right up on the wall and come down. So we'll see if that ever gets put into use here, but it looks like right now most of the field hogging that bottom side as Terry Brooks comes off of turn 4 to lead lap number 3, and I believe this puts him up into the points lead right now. Lodato, who sits in second, will ride in 4th right behind Ryan Hines in the 25 as they come down into 3 and 4. One more time Terry Brooks leads. I'm just making sure everything looks good so far. 4 laps down and in the books. Heschel only 2 spots up from last up into 13th now as he picks off one more. Looking to the inside of the 46, that's Michael Deitch in the Acorn machine, and he smacks the wall off at turn 2. Deitch looking down to the bottom. Oh, Andrew Siegel goes around, and he's gonna save it. What a damn save. Siegel goes around, gets on the grass. The yellow comes out, but he saved it. And the first caution of the night flies. A quick trigger there for the caution to come out, as Siegel was dead sideways in 3 and 4. Get a replay here. He just gets into the corner too deep, gets over that bumpy surface right to the inside of Ryan Potter. Has it saved? Does he hit the barrier? No, he doesn't. Keeps it out of the guardrail. The Armco almost into the pit wall. Oh my God. He had to be super close. We gotta see how close he was to the pit wall. Oh man, that's scary. That's scary right there. It's right on board, full speed here. Just loses the back end of it. That's definitely something you see here, especially with someone who maybe has a lower brake bias, trying to keep it from locking up, and in turn, you get in the corners too deep. The rear end tempted to slide out on you. And so that'll put Siegel to the rear as Michael Deitch now sits behind him under pacing. And here comes the V out onto the track. And we'll see if they choose this time by. No one pit there. No trucks with damage severe enough, I believe. Unless that is Michael Deitch on pit road. And that's why I'm seeing him. As here is Deitch. See that right side damage on that 46 machine. He must have been down pit road. 51 looks like those guys took the road course truck from Okayama and brought it straight into the back to America. Same paint scheme and everything. The Japanese lettering still on the side. As there you see the Choose V sitting on the inside of the track. I just want to make sure that that's actually Matthew trying to run that paint scheme and not a mistake on my end. I know Lucas was talking to me earlier and was trying to get me to reset the paint, so looks like those guys had a last-minute livery change for the Japanese lettering to come off, because back here in the Americas, of course, as I believe the field will come to the choose this time, and we'll ride on board with our generous choose cone, as the field will come by this time, and they will choose as the 23 of Brooks goes to the inside. Sidnor choosing the top. The 7 of Lodato goes with him. That'll line up Lodato in 4th. A big train goes to the outside. 3 trucks to the top. That'll put 3 trucks down to the bottom. You see the 00 there. The 51 of Rodriguez follows him through, and taking the final spot will be the 46 of Michael Deitch. As the pace car, 2 laps to go. The lights flashing this time. They won't turn off, signaling the 1 to green. We're right on board with the pace cone here, or the choose cone. Probably could be a pace truck. Gonna follow the back of the field, F1 style here. The safety crew chasing the field to the green, as he'll watch and make sure this start goes smoothly. As we ride on board with Terry Brooks here. A hungry field of trucks behind him, but he's currently sits as the points leader in the lead, coming to the green flag. Brooks will lead him to it. Pace car comes into pit road. The field exits turn 4. First restart of the night. It is Brooks off to a fantastic launch again. He'll get clear of Sidnor by the time they make it into 1 and 2. The 7 of Lodato right on the tail end of the 50. He'll get around Ryan Hines and try and steal 3rd away. Up on that outside, 3 and 4, not where you want to be. Not a lot of grip up there. Ryan Hines is going to try and work in that inside line. Can't quite do it. The 7 of Lodato will drop in 3rd. The 25 of Hines is going to have to settle for 4th. The 23 of Brooks back into the swing of things, leading here 12 laps in the books. And Terry Brooks leads now to the back of the field. Andrew Siegel behind that 45. Oh! Siegel gets loose. He is really struggling with that rear end, keeping that thing under control. He almost lost it again, but he keeps it in check as they come through 1 and 2 again. Brooks leading the 50, but not by much. Here at Sidnor, and both him and Lodato didn't really have high expectations coming into here. We talked to both of them before their 2 short track starts, and we know Lodato especially doesn't have very high expectations for himself coming into these short track races. Richmond wasn't the best race for him, and he didn't expect much here, but he runs in 3rd right now, and we'll see what he can do from there. 15 laps in the books, and I have got to go close the window because it is colder than hell in here. Okay, so the trip to the window did not go to plan. I ripped my headphones out of the cord, but we're all good. That's the first microphone issue I've had in quite a while since the Saturday Night Trucks when I just didn't have my microphone. Actually, no, it was Chicagoland for the first season of the Highline Trucks, where I just didn't have my microphone turned on. But we're looking good now. Terry Brooks stretching his lead out to 4/10 of a second as he comes across the line to lead lap number 18. He's been in the lead for every single one of them. As the 50 of Sidnor starts to feel the pressure from Lodato, this is for 2nd. As we ride on board with Sidnor, but you can't see what I'm trying to talk about here as we look on the back bumper. There's the 7 and that Bearcat Motorsports Chevrolet trailing the reigning champion Speedco 54. And through 1 and 2 they go, wrapping that bottom right on that grass. I mean, inches away here, near perfection, and the caution flag waves for the 2nd time. This time it's Connor Holden with problems. He gets turned around on the back straightaway, and we'll see what happened to Holden. Looks like maybe either got turned or just got loose off of turn 2. We'll see what happens. That's the 48, I believe, being piloted by Dylan Clark. Oh, there goes the 81, just loses the rear end on his own. Comes around, nice easy spin. Gets into the grass, gets it stopped. No damage A little bit of tire damage, though, you could say. Oh, and Siegel gets into the wall, too. Andrew Siegel is really struggling with the rear end of that truck. Take a look at it one more time. For the 81, just gets up and out of the groove, it looks like. Goes wide, it's on the gas, and just there it goes, and he kind of commits to the spin. Doesn't want to end up with the trajectory. He's heading straight towards the wall. You see the 16 sees the smoke, and he does the same exact thing. But he saved it. Let's see what happened to him. So here's Siegel. This is off of turn 4. We obviously don't want to see this. See, there's the smoke. Caution comes out right about here, and Siegel does the exact same thing, but he locks the brakes up instead of spinning out, which is probably the better option for him, but obviously not for Connor Holden, who would have ended up literally right in the middle of the field. Slamming on the brakes off of the corner, definitely probably would have gotten hit by at least one car. As Terry Brooks hangs on to the lead, 22 laps complete here at North Wilkesboro, and Brooks has led every single one of them. We'll see if the 50 can make a change here, possibly get to his inside, give him a little boot scoot and boogie. Field comes off at turn 4. I have to say, this track camera is looking very nice. If you ever wondered, man, I wonder where Paige and David Courts get their cameras from. Cool. TrackCams22.com. I really was struggling to get that out. TrackCams22.com. 4 Gourmets get you one of these beautiful camera packs. Get all the angles. Always got something, you know. You got a rear view. I mean, you've got everything you could ever want here. Looking right at Terry Brooks' extremely bright fire suit here. As they come off of turn 4, there's the choose cone. Brooks goes to the bottom. This 50 of Sidnor goes up to the top. Lodato to the bottom. And the first truck to make a change is Clark, who goes to the outside for 5th. And the rest of the field will basically switch around until the 14 of Wedgwood's going to go down to the bottom, and and it looks like the 81 of Connor Holden goes with him. And so that is going to wrap that up, as the lead stays basically the same. On board with the choose cone here, giving you a good view of just how small this cone is and just how big these trucks are, in person especially. A lot bigger than you would expect. As the choose cone dives down on the pit road, and Terry Brooks will take us back to the green flag. Second restart of the night, and it will be with 26 laps in the books from North Wilkesboro. It's going to be Terry Brooks versus Garrett Sidnor. Once again, Sidnor couldn't quite get the jump on him last time, and the 23 got around and to the lead and clear before they got to the start-finish line. We'll see if the 50 can fight back, or if the 7 of Lodato can get his nose in there and try and take it away from his main points rival here. Heading into this race, as they come off a turn 4, pace car into pit road. Green flag back out in the air for the 3rd time tonight. Barney will wave the green into turn 1. A fantastic start from Sidnor. Can he fight with the 23 off of 2? He's going to be even with them. Oh, they're making contact. Dylan Clark gets into it with the 72 of Rush. They stay straight. The 50 of Sidnor working that outside line, trying to lead a lap. He's going to get right up in front of the 23. He'll take that lap led away. I don't know if there's a bonus point for it, but if there is, he's working real hard on that outside to get to it. He's trying to push the 23 down, doesn't want to let him enter or exit the corner. Now he rides up way high into 3 and 4, and we'll see if Terry Brooks can get clear with that wider arc for the 50th Sidnor. Back into 1 and 2, Sidnor still running right on his door. I'm surprised to not see anyone trying to run that top. I feel like it would work. As Sidnor comes down into 3 and 4, the 23 of Brooks gets clear of him, and the dominant car of the night prevails. Though Sidnor did out-qualify Terry Brooks. Brooks has the race pace so far. He gets clear of the 50, and he goes to the lead off of turn 2. Last time by to complete lap 39. This time by to complete lap 30. 1/4 of the race down and in the books as they come across the stripe. 30 laps complete here from North Wilkesboro. Back down into 1 and 2, Terry Brooks comfortable lead here, stretching the gap out to 0.3 of a second as Ty Smith starts to lose some spots here, side by side with Ryan Potter. Potter gets loose in the 3 and 4 washes up. There might be contact. Connor Holden right behind them. Can he make it 3 wide? Almost gets the momentum off to do it. Wedgwood and Holden looking on to these guys racing for the 10th spot. Potter on the inside, Smith on the outside, side by side. Still they stay even. Out in the 3 and 4, Potter gets onto the apron, and though he has the preferred line, oh, he's gonna get loose. He's gonna spin. Can he save it? Oh my God, what a save! The second incredible save of the night for Ryan Potter this time. Oh, he's loose again. Man, I want to look at the replay, but I want to see if he spins it out, because he is loose. He's got it saved now. We'll take a look at what just happened. Here they are side by side off of 4, gets on the gas. Whoa! And then he gets on the gas again to make sure he's out of everyone's way. Lets the 81 of Holden go by. And that'll drop Potter from 10th to 14th. And pressured by Michael Deitch now. Just 2 trucks behind him. So that did not go good for the Swamp Motorsports machine. Back up to the front, however, the gap starting to even out a little bit. Sidnor kept it within 0.3 for a little bit. Now it's dropped to 4. Lucas Lodato all over the rear end of Sidnor. Trying to make a pass for position. That would put him into P2 and Shirley with the points lead. 3 races to go after coming out of here at North Wilkesboro. Wants to get he wants to take all you can get. Back into 3 and 4 this time by out of the corner. Terry Brooks crosses the line. He'll lead lap number 37. And he's led all but I think maybe 2 or 3 tonight. Yeah, he's led all but 2. And the other 2, of course, belong to Garrett Sidnor. As they race their way back down into 3 and 4, we'll go through the field quickly before we take a break here from FTN. Terry Brooks, of course, with the race lead. He's had it since the beginning of the race. Well, qualified 3rd, but the 00, of course, dropped to the back as a Premier Series starter. Garrett Sidnor in 2nd, led a couple laps there when they were racing side by side for the lead, but he has not been able to get back to him. The lowest of 2nd, however, having a very solid night. Lucas Lodato the same way, back in 7th on the initial start, but he's picked up the pace. Up into 3rd right now, still moving forward, chasing down Sidnor for 2nd. Ryan Hines is chasing him down, and that Mobile 125 right on the back end of the 7. It's been that way for almost the entirety of the race since the 7 got clear of him on the most recent restart. Tyler Rush sits in 5th in that extremely bright Toyota. No pressure all night for him, lowest of 7th. Whoa! 1 slide behind. There's contact. Clark, he turns the hell out of the 00. What the heck? He just turned the absolute hell out of the 00 of Casey Heschel. Dylan Clark, what was that? I have no idea what the plan was there. I think he got loose into him. I saw him just out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, there he gets loose, and then he just keeps turning him. Probably the favorite to win the race, the pole sitter. He was up racing for 6th right there. That was for the 6th position, right behind Tyler Rush in 5th. I really don't know what the plan was for Clark. We'll see here if it was, I mean, obviously I don't think it was intentional, but he just kept turning into him. And right here, obviously, you're not going to turn right and just hit the wall, but before that, he was just hanging a left into him. And so Dylan Clark, one of the most hated drivers in the series, even got hated on by the Cornbread Cowboy during his call to command for the Cup Series or Premier Series race at the Rockingham Speedway making either his first or second start of the season in the Truck Series. I wasn't here for Daytona, so I'm not sure if he made it there, but just turned Heschel. That was strange, but we'll see if Heschel can ever come back, because that is a lot of damage to repair. No fast repairs in this league. Unlike some other FTN broadcasting series, IOR, the IOR Cup Series on Thursdays. Great racing in there, but you have a fast repair, so you know, you make a mistake, there's another chance for you to get back into the race, and these guys do not have that opportunity. So we'll see what comes of that. Kahneman out on the track, but they won't choose this time. It looks like single file restarts may be in order right now. Just trying to get to the leader. Sorry about the spazzy camera view. The 00 comes back down on the pit road to get repairs. No, the lights are still on. Okay, I'm tripping. Field comes off of 4. This time they will be choosing. As the field comes around the choose cone, inside, outside, Ryan Hines gets to second through the pit cycles. 5th and 6th is the first car on fresh tires. 5th with Sidnor, 6th with Lodato, so that'll be interesting to see how that winds out. Terry Brooks stayed out on track. To see, there goes the 00 of Heschel. Look at that front end damage. And that is not what you want to see. Obviously, these trucks don't rely a lot on downforce, especially at a short track, but they're definitely the highest when it comes to downforce with the NASCAR cars on the service. With the 1.5 mile tracks, they're only probably 10 miles an hour slower than an Xfinity or a Cup car at, say, Charlotte or Las Vegas, but you can run flat out there, unlike those cars where you have to lift, if not brake. And these guys can run it flat out, so that's a big downforce loss. At a short track, it shouldn't help it, or it shouldn't hurt it that much, but we'll see. Come to the restart here. 48 laps will be in the books this time by, and Terry Brooks will lead us back to the green flag for the 4th restart of the night, I believe. As the pace car comes off at turn 4, Brooks leads us back to the green flag. He'll get clear of Ryan Hines back down into 1 and 2 as they all file in line side by side. No 3 wide. We'll see what happens with those fresh tires. Oh, trouble in the back. Michael Deitch is around. And the caution flag quickly flies again for the 46 of Deitch. He beats the pace car out. We'll see what happened to Michael Deitch. A name you see a lot here on FTN, whether it be the 4 Truck Series, 4 Cup Series, IORA, you name it, he's been there. Just goes in too deep, gets the rear end kicked out, same way that the 81 spun and the 16 of Siegel spun. Well, the 81 spun out of the quarter, same way Siegel spun on that initial caution. Man, speaking of Siegel, look at that wreck avoidance. I mean, he might have gotten in it. Let's see if we can get an onboard with the 16 here. Well, that is not onboard, that's pit lane. See if there's contact. Oh my god, that's not a good sign. You see him lock up and he could just barely avoid him. Oh my god, I don't know. It looks like the 16 was affected, or it looks like the 46 was being pushed by something, and then he barely misses the wall, getting up in the marbles. Let's see if we can get like a chase cam or something here. I'm very interested to see. Obviously, he doesn't have any damage, but oh, okay, so yeah, there was definitely netcode. I think he was going to get into him, but his damage got repaired. He got lucky. He netcoded him. You saw the netcode where the 2 connections don't like each other and they end up hitting when there's not supposed to be contact, but the damage repaired because iRacing realized, hey, this is stupid. They weren't going to hit each other. And so Andrew Siegel gets away scot-free right there and gets some of his spots back. You see the 00 of Heschel dropping back, but Michael Deitch, the cause of either the 4th or 5th caution Every race that I do on here live on FTN, I try to keep count of the cautions, but no matter how many there are, unless there's like 2, I really can't. So, oh, okay, so 00 is actually the 49. All right, so, oh, Adam, okay, yeah, that's fine. I had the chat up, so I'm reading all the stuff that's going on. So, obviously, Poteet's out for the week with the points leader. He'll get last place points, so like a drop week kind of deal. You'll see where drivers know they'll miss a week, so they'll claim last place points. As the field comes to the choose cone here, the 23 will jump to the bottom. Connor Holden goes with him. So the 51 is Rodriguez, if I'm not mistaken. It is Matthew Rodriguez serving a penalty, and the 00 is the 49, which doesn't really affect anything because you can't see his paint scheme anyway. But keeping in mind that the 00 of Casey Haschel is supposed to be the number 49. Yeah, I mean, what else do you want to say? All right, nearly halfway through here. The halfway point of the season, second season of the Highline Truck Series. And this has been an interesting race, to say the least. A lot of cautions, super close racing, which is what North Wilkesboro brings. The only thing we haven't seen out of this track is lap traffic yet. I don't expect to see lap traffic because these guys are just they're so tight-knit together every race that we've seen. The only reason you'd ever get lap traffic is a wreck truck, I feel like, with this group. So close together, such great competition every week. And this is the perfect track to show it off. Pace car into pit road. Again, I've lost count of the cautions, but green flag is back in the air for the who knows what time. Back out to the lead. Terry Brooks will clear the field yet again. He's only had competition on one of the restarts, but Holden tries to fight to his inside. Fresh tires on the third row. Here comes the 7 of Lodato. We'll see how much that grip affects him. Here he goes, trying to force it 3. If you no longer go for a gap that is there, you are no longer a race car driver, he says as he tries to squeeze it 3 wide with Ryan Hines. Holden's blocking the bottom and Hines is blocking the middle. He's going to have to give him a bumper because there is no way he goes 3 wide here. I think he's going to have to move Ryan Hines or hope Hines gets clear off of 4, but he's not. The 81's going to have the momentum. Here comes Hines into 1. He should get clear, but Hines is going to stick to that bottom. And he's just going to keep Hines out of contention to get to that inside. Hines pops the wall. This time he'll get clear of the bottom. Lodato's going to try and sneak through, trying to get to the outside of the 25. He's almost there. Has to concede. Now he looks low. He's clear of Holden, but Holden dives down to the bottom. Lodato looks like he's going to get clear of Connor Holden, and he does. Now he's going to look to the inside on Hines. Hines cannot fight with the fresh tires, and he's going to concede that spot. Off of turn 4, the 7 of Lodato on fresh tires will take second, but Ryan Hines working that inside, or that second groove in. You see the 50 gets that inside lane opened up, but Sidnor is gridlocked behind the 81. Ryan Potter right there with the 94 of Nicholas Pressey on fresh tires. Oh, trouble! Big crash. That's 5-6 trucks maybe. Dylan Clark gets turned around. The 51 of Rodriguez is in it. Siegel gets parked in it. Dylan Wedgwood involved. Looks like the 00 got in another one. As Dylan Clark involved in another wreck, got some left rear damage on it. We'll see what happened. Oh, he's already been turned here. Oh. Is this beef? Where's onboard? Here we go. So here's Ty Smith. He's in 9th right now. Drives it in like a bat out of hell. I mean, it could stick, and he just turns the hell out of Clark. Okay, well, we saw Dylan Clark possibly have an intent wreck earlier. As here comes Matt Muir. Oh, watch out. Yeah, he didn't. There's no chance of missing that. Rodriguez gets turned around. Muir gets turned around. Here comes Andrew Siegel. He decides that instead of trying to avoid it, yeah, got a truck on his outside, just stop, wait it out. That's good. Dylan Clark just got absolutely turned by Ty Smith in the 18. See if we can talk to Ty Smith, possibly get the inside scoop on what if that was intentional. So yeah, that puts a lot of trucks on pit road. 23 stays out though, and he's gonna be on old tires in second. As Dylan Clark comes out of pit road. We'll get a word with Dylan Clark. Dylan, it looks like you just got absolutely turned there. What was your view on it?
Yeah, Ty Smith just overdrove the corner and cleaned us out. I mean, there's no excuse for it. There's a gaggle of cars in front of us, and just drove it in way too deep, drove over his head, and dumped us.
Okay, well, do you feel like that was intentional at all? It seems like, especially after the message from the Cornbread Cowboy that one week, you're maybe not the favorite, even though I don't watch the Premier Series races. Think there was any reason behind that?
I'll have to look at it again, but I really don't know until I look at it after the race, but we'll see.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
So Dylan Clark doesn't know if it was intentional or not, but we'll err on the side of yes, it was, just because, like I said, you know, I haven't watched any of the Premier Series races, but Dylan Clark doesn't seem to be the favorite around this joint. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe it was just Ty Smith being a little aggressive. He's got some rear end damage. He's got some front end damage. He's been hit. He's hit people. So we'll see. That truck has turned into a bit of a demo derby type deal. He's got damage just about everywhere, just like a lot of these guys in the back of the field. Absolutely destroyed. They've been in all the wrecks. The trucks in the front of the field completely clean as the base truck comes off of pit road for maybe the 6th time, but again, I don't remember. Whoa, the 23 Brooks spins the tires, and Lucas Lodato is going to get the lead out of it. I think he was going to get it anyways on fresh tires. 3 wide for 3rd. Watch out. Oh my God. Oh. Holden. Oh, Ryan Hines gets, or God, can I get the names right? Potter gets turned, and he didn't get hit, I don't think. I can't believe it. I actually don't think he got hit. That is a miracle. And I keep saying the wrong first names with the wrong last names. So Ryan, if you watch this, or if you're watching this, I apologize. He's going back up to someone right now. Maybe he's just getting his spots back. So we'll take a look at what happened there. The 3rd concurrent caution. Cautions breeding cautions here. A Martinsville type deal, as Potter was stuck 3 wide bottom. And right here, we'll just freeze frame so I can get a better camera. What am I looking for? Here we go. So we'll see 3 wide here. That's Connor Holden in the middle, in the Swamp Motorsports truck. He gets loose all to hell. He checks up super early. And Ryan Potter has no choice but to just lay on the brakes. He gets into the back of Holden anyways, and he just gets jacked up by Tyler Rush. Obviously, no fault to the 72, and I do not think Potter got hit. He is in the middle of the field. Here comes the 48 around it. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, yeah, I had hope, but the 48 got in another one. That's unfortunate for him, and there's Michael Deitch gets jacked up in the end of it. He gets hit by Wedgwood. Right here in the back of the field, we saw the 51 of Rodriguez get to his inside. Now we're all messed up. Here's the 46 of Deitch. Around in the back of the field, and that will bring out the 6th or the 7th caution of the night. But these cautions just keep on breeding cautions. They keep on coming. See if we can get some clean laps in here as Lucas Lodato leads the field, and it looks like Terry Brooks came down pit road that time. He's on fresh tires. He'll restart in 11th. Lodato stays out with Connor Holden in 2nd. Sidnor in 3rd, and it'll be Nicholas Pressey, Tyler Rush, Ryan Potter, despite getting turned, got all the way back up to 6th, which was about where he was before he got wrecked. And he'll have Ty Smith, the dive bomber of the race, in 7th, Andrew Siegel in 8th, Matthew Rodriguez in 9th, and Ryan Hines in 10th as they come to the choose cone. And we'll see who goes where. I believe it'll be pretty even split because as we've seen, that top lane's a little bit slower on the long run, but it works out for now as Kunman is a little late to the party. He's just now coming around. Looks like we'll be 2 degrees. Oh, what the hell's going on? Do we have single file restarts now, or am I stupid? Oh, all right. So it looks like, hopefully, maybe Adam Boss is in the YouTube chat, telling me what's going on. Single file. Yeah. Okay. So single file restarts. All right. So looks like the admins have had enough of these cautions, and so we're gonna have single file restarts for the rest of the night. Which is disappointing for an entertainment standpoint, but it's good for the racing because I have to admit it's getting a little annoying. Green flag back out in the air. A fantastic jump for the 7. Side by side immediately for 2nd. Holden on the top. Sidnor working the bottom. Pressy gets clear of the 72. He'll work to 4th. Connor Holden trying to get clear of the 50th Sidnor, but he's going to hold that bottom. Get even rolling the center of that inside. The 81 has to get checked up on the top. They'll be even across the stripe. Holden is just ahead of him across the line that time. Sidnor has the nose ahead here off of 2. Holden's going to get tied up on the outside, but he's working it well. And the caution flag is back out again. And it looks like it was Heschel who's losing spots on my timing and scoring, and it was, I think. Oh, no, it looks like it was Ryan Hines. Ryan Hines was up in the front. I mean, he was having a good day, so I'm kind of shocked that I missed that. Unless he, yeah, I think he pit with Terry Brooks, and so we'll see what happened to Hines. As you can call me Fox, the way I missed that wreck. If Fox is watching, I'm sorry. Only joke / J. Oh my gosh! Strong rear brakes have claimed a 3rd. This time it is Ryan Hines who just loses it under braking going into turn 1. First it was Siegel, then it was Michael Deitch. Now it's the 25 of Hines who just loses it going into the corner. Doesn't hit a thing, I don't think, unless he gets into the Armco on the inside. No, he misses it. Just barely. And so for the 4th time in a row, we'll get a caution without completing 3 laps. I mean, you know, this league is definitely one of the cleaner ones that we've seen here on FTN, but short tracks will short track, and that's what we're seeing here. Just these guys are on a tight little bull ring here. Not a lot of give and take, not a lot of fast lanes. That bottom groove is the place to be. And we've seen that with the wrecks going into the corner, but also it seems like these guys are getting claimed by their own equipment. As the rear brakes too strong, and we've lost a 3rd person to going in too deep into the corner. And so that'll bring out another yellow. Of course, the field will stay single file as we near 40 laps to go, 2/3 of the way through this race, and it's Lodato and Sidnor 1-2. 2 of the guys full-time going for the championship, and Lodato would be the favorite with where he finishes here. I believe he'd take the points lead, but I don't know how the points work, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. So yeah, I gotta take a pee. I peed right before the race started. Maybe if we go green, I can play a caution and just or play an ad and just full sprint to the bathroom, but we'll see. I don't know how the real-life broadcasters do it. I mean, they must go under caution break. I don't have anyone to run the caution or run the ads though, so we'll see. That's an issue for another day, and it looks like we're not gonna go green this time by. 15 trucks still left on the track. Wedgwood got in that wreck with the 46 of Deitch. We saw him get into Deitch right on the top right of the screen. If you rewind the stream to the last wreck, the 14, I believe, yeah, the 14 just got into it, and he is he's off track right now, 10 laps down. Looks like they've taken that machine to the garage. He will not be returning. Unfortunate for Dylan. And this time, the field will get the green flag. The pace car lights are off as they come off a turn 4. Lucas Lodato leads us back to green. Lodato gets a good jump off into 1 and 2. The 50 of Sidnor right with him, 2/10 off. Closing the gap off of 2. One truck getting wide off of turn 2. Looked like, couldn't see if they got on the wall or not, but everyone stays straight. Lucas Lodato leads this lap, gets pushed off of the inside, and here comes Sidnor. Sidnor digging the bottom, trying to run him down. Sidnor with the quicker line within 2/10. Looking for his first race win of the season. He captured 1 victory last season, and it was at the Lone Road Course up in Canada at Canadian Tire. And he's looking to do it at literally the exact opposite here, the shortest track on the schedule at North Wilkesboro. And he is going to try and get to the back of Lodato here. If he can do it, he's going to have to give him the bumper. I just don't think that pass on the outside is going to work. He is really making that wide arc work for him. He's getting the drive off the corner that the 7 of Lodato is not getting as he's just wrapping that inside. You see the 50 come right down to the white line and almost get to the back of the 7. He started to fall back just a little bit. As we'll get 37 laps to go this time by, and the Fox font isn't installed on my computer, so it's just that stupid skinny font up there. So don't mind that. I don't know why that happens to me, but we'll see. Figure it out later with the crew. As the 7 of Lodato still holding a 2/10 lead about with Sidnor in tow. And this is heating up. Sidnor wide arc out of 2, trying to make it work. And it seems like the wider he goes, the farther that gap stretches, but it's staying pretty close. Now the 7's trying to adapt that line. He doesn't quite get to the bottom up of 4. Stays within 2/10. Sidnor closes it to a 1-7 as they go into 1 and 2 again. We'll ride on board with Sidnor here to get a look at just what he's doing differently. As Matthew Rodriguez and Ty Smith, the only side-by-side battle on the track right now, switching spots for 7th as you see the 50 getting a better exit for sure than the 7. Goes into 1 and 2. He's entering about a lane up. Lodato has started to adapt to that line. He sees him in his mirror. He sees that it's working. But the 50 is a lot better, especially in 1 and 2. Look at how much time he makes up. Now he goes up more than a lane above the 7. All for that run off the corner, and he's got it mastered. Back into 1 and 2. Up on the outside. Cuts it back down. Getting right up closer than he's been this whole run. Gets it down to a 1-5 before entering the corner. Terry Brooks on fresh tires is into 5th. And Brooks goes around Tyler Rush. He's into 4th. And so it's not over for Terry Brooks. Fresh tires, 32 laps to go. And he's into 4th, within a second of the race leaders now. We'll see if Brooks gets to him by the end of it. Back up to the race lead. Garrett Sidnor right on the back bumper of Lodato. Lodato has got to have to drive out of the mirror if he makes him, if he slips up going into the corner. That could be all she wrote for his chances at the win. Here comes Brooks. You see him right there on the back bumper of Pressey. We'll see if Pressey holds him up or lets him go. On board with Pressey, and he just cannot hold him off. Here comes Brooks to the inside. Fresher tires by about 20 or so laps. Let's see, he's got 22 laps in these tires versus 47 laps with basically everyone in the field except for Connor Holden, who rides in 9th. Here comes Brooks to the inside. He should complete the pass this time. Ryan Hines, the other truck on the fresher tires, is in 6th, but you see Brooks within a second closing up on your race leaders. The gap has started to stretch between Sidnor and Lodato. Lodato is saving that right front a little bit better. He's getting a better exit now. Or whatever he's doing, it's working, but it's not going to work for long. Here comes Brooks within 0.8 of a second now. Back down into 1 and 2, 28 laps to go. Lucas Lodato leads by 0.3 of a second, trying to be, I believe, the second driver to go back-to-back in the Highline Truck Series. Of course, the points leader, Dylan Poteet. Not Garrett Poteet, that's not his name. Come on. Went back-to-back, the second and third race of the season at Vegas and Richmond. The 7 trying to be the second to do that just this season alone, but here comes Brooks. Terry Brooks third in the points. He wants to get up to the 7 and race with him. The Culture Designs 23 looks to the bottom on Sidnor. This is for second. Here he comes, 25 to go this time by. And Garrett Sidnor just concedes. He knows that if he's not going to win, he does not want the 7 to do it. He wants the 23. Oh, caution! Tyler Rush goes around in 3 and 4. And we will have a restart with 20 laps to go. And that strategy might have just gone out the window for Brooks, but he's already up here now. They're all on the same tires. I think he can do it. He just needs to get a little bumper to the back of Lodato. He's going to be weird driving. Looks like no damage to the 72. We'll see what happened here as he went around in 3 and 4. Not the first to do it today. Probably won't be the last. He's racing with Ryan Hines. Oh! Let's see. I need to get like a rear chase cam here just so we can see like a... Yeah, that'll do. The 25 makes a late lunge to the bottom, and yeah, the 72 just tried to cover it off, and he just kind of came down and doored the 25. A late move for sure from Hines, but I think he presented himself. I feel like that's more of a block on Rush than anything, but that's definitely just two guys coming together, racing hard. Like I said before, there is not a lot of strategy. I'm just reading things and saying what I'm reading. That's it. There's not a lot of real estate here. 2 lanes max, maybe 3. We saw 3 wide work in 1 and 2, but not in 3 and 4. Yeah, Dylan, I think his strategy's gone because if we see these guys pit, maybe if I can go live before they pit. Oh, yeah. He stayed out. It looks like Terry Brooks stayed out. And the first truck that pit was Lodato, who's in 6th. And Lodato might have just lost his chance at the win. These guys only have 30 laps on their tires. Ryan Potter actually took 2, I think. He ends up in 5th. So Potter's the first truck that pitted. But I don't think he's on 4 because he wasn't up with the 7 and the 50. Those guys are 6th and 7th respectively. Oh, now they're 5th and 6th. So Potter's in 4th as Andrew Siegel drops to the back. And so Ryan Potter on right side tires only, I believe, will come to the restart with 20 laps to go. Everyone's got tires. Yeah, well, Dylan, everyone's got tires except for these guys in the front. So I think it'll be interesting to see. Connor Holden pitted 1 caution later than them. So Holden has the 2nd newest tires. And then it's Hines and Brooks, 30 lap old tires. As they come to lap 100, the pace car lights should shut off. And we'll go 1 to green, and we'll get the green flag with 20 laps to go from North Wilkesboro. Ryan Potter on right side tires. Lodato and Sidnor, the 2 guys that we want to watch for the points and for the race win on fresh tires. Pressy behind them on fresh tires. Rodriguez also on fresh tires. Where did my... Okay, yeah, so I think everyone behind these guys is on fresh tires. Every single truck here on fresh tires, except for the 3 leaders as they come to the Geico restart zone. The 2 white lines. Green flag back, go to the air. 20 laps to go. A bad start for Potter. Look at Lodato up to the outside. Makes quick work of the 99, but the 99 of Potter slides up. Almost contact for that spot. The 7 takes it. Big block from the 81 to Holden. Jesus. Sidnor using that wide arc, but the 99 slow up in front of him, losing the rear end. Here comes Pressy. That's going to slow them all down. Here comes the 7, gives the bumper to Hines, going into 1 and 2. He is making quick work of these slow cars, and he needs to get up quick. Tries to squeeze to the outside. The 99 of Potter gets up into the outside wall. Here comes the 7. 18 laps to go, and he's into 2nd on fresh tires. Lodato pulling the strategy, decides to pit, and everyone goes with him, and I think he just won himself the race. If he can get to Brooks, all Terry's got to do is defend. He knows he's got one of the fastest trucks on the track, but 30 lap old tires just isn't going to cut it. Look at the speed difference as Sidnor is into 3rd, right on the back bumper of Lodato. Hines gets around him. They're side by side. Look at Ryan Hines up on the outside. He's trying to fight him. Oh, Pressy goes around. Nicholas Pressy goes around. Should be a caution. There it is. And we'll have an even later race restart. Unreal. These guys cannot keep it together on the rear tires. We've had only one wreck, I think, that has not been from someone getting loose or going in too deep and losing the rear end. We'll see what happened there, because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention at all. Okay, yeah, he didn't get loose. He got absolutely jacked up by the 51. He's going into the middle. Looks like he just kind of gets scared right there. The 81 gets on the brakes a little heavy, and the 51 and Rodriguez nowhere to go. Really, we'll ride on board with Rodriguez in a second here. Yeah, that's just a huge checkup. Nothing Rodriguez can do. And Pressey slides down the track, and he gets hit by, I believe, that is, no, it's Dylan Clark. Yeah, Clark got held up in that. Another wreck, not of Clark's fault, that he gets involved in. And he just pushes Pressey along. He might have some right front damage, but I don't know if that'll affect him too much other than losing. You see those 3 or 4 trucks going by him? We'll see now. That is exactly what Terry Brooks wanted to see, because now he needs to get a good restart and he'll get the gap back that he had. But this will take 5 or 6 laps off of that last run. That's not what Lodato wanted to see, though, because now Lodato has Sidnor right on his rear bumper. With 14 to go, I believe the pace car lights are off. Nope, they're not. Never mind. False alarm. They're going to go green with 12 laps to go. So this is going to be super interesting. As the pace car lights stay on, we're going to go green with 11 to go. I'll be damned, this is going to be a pretty quick shootout. But of course, 39 laps on those... Oh, what the hell did I just do? Hold on, give me a second. I just moved some stuff around. I did not mean to do that. Oh, I fixed it. Okay, so 39 laps for Terry Brooks. Lodato only on 11 lap old tires, so that's 28 lap difference right there that they've got on tires. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, especially for a track. These guys are just hogging the bottom. You need a right front. That's going to allow Lodato to get to his outside and make a pass. Pace car lights come off now. We will restart with 11 laps to go. This has been entertaining the whole time. I've been waiting for a caution or something to do a couple of things, not a caution, like an ad break, time to break so I can get a start cam set up. But we have had no time. There's been action the whole time here. Always great racing product again from the Highline Racing League Truck Series, and we're gonna have another great finish here. Terry Brooks will lead the field to green. He's got a hungry Bearcat Motorsports Chevrolet behind him. Green flag back out in the air. 11 laps to go from North Wilkesboro. Lucas Lodato looking for 2 in a row and a points lead stretched out. Oh, and we got another wreck. Oh my God! Connor Holden goes around. Do we keep it green? No. And Terry Brooks might just be gifted this one off of cautions alone. Connor Holden spins again. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Ryan Potter just gets in there and turns the absolute crap out of the 81. That might have been a sudden checkup again, but it didn't look like it. I hate to say it, because Ryan's one of the cleaner guys in here for sure. He's never been one to, that's not a sudden checkup. He just jacked him up and turned him. Gets into the wall himself, loses a spot. Look at that, there's a 0-0 of Heschel. Heschel's back up here as the pole sitter with a nearly clean truck. And so we will restart with, instead of 11 to go, probably 6 or 5 laps to go. And that takes out another contender with Connor Holden, who was looking at a top 5 finish. One of his better finishes on the season. Josh Herschel, did I say 6 laps? Did you say 6 laps? I don't know if you said 6 laps, but if you did, you might be right, because the pace car lights are not going to come off here. So it's going to be 6 to go, at least, if not 5 laps. And this is literally exactly what Terry Brooks needs to happen. There was absolutely no way he was winning from before that caution came out, and he got a caution with 16 to go. He got the lead, he kept the lead, restarted with 11 to go, and he's gonna have another restart. This is another 5 laps or so where he has the lead guaranteed. And I hate to say it, I know 23 has been one of the fastest out here, but he's on old tires. There is absolutely no way he would have had the lead by now. I wish he could have, because, you know, provide for an entertaining finish. You got the guy in old tires holding up everyone and stacking the field up, but I think they would have gotten around him by now, and he's going to get another free lap, and the pace car lights are still on, so it's going to be 5 laps. And Brooks is all he's got to do is defend for 5 laps. He needs a good restart. That's it. He needs a good restart and hog the bottom. We'll see. Here they come. Pace car lights should turn off this time. I mean, there's no way they don't. There we go. So we'll restart with 5 laps to go. And Herschel, or not Herschel, Herschel's in the chat. Heschel, on the same strategy that these guys are on, with the exception of Ryan Hines and Ryan Potter. Potter on 2 tires. Ryan Hines is on old tires. So Heschel is in 6th as the pole sitter. He's been wrecked so many times today, and he's still up there. He's got 2 slower trucks in front of him, so he's not out of this thing. Here comes Terry Brooks to the restart zone. Pace car lights are off. Pace car will come into pit road, and we'll go green. 5 laps to go. A good jump for Brooks, and we'll ride on board with the rear end, see just how close the gap is. As they go through 1 and 2, look at the speed difference. Lodato's damn near to his bumpers. They come up a turn 2. Coming to 4 laps to go. Lodato is right there. Oh, he's gonna get him. He's gonna get into it, but that slowed him down. That slowed Lodato down. Here comes Sidnor. Can Sidnor make a move? He can't pounce. Oh, Brooks in too deep. He just threw it away. He just absolutely threw it away, and my voice keeps cracking every time something exciting happens. See if I can keep the pitch down here for this finish, because it's about to get real exciting. 3 to go. Brooks still in the lead. Still just hogging that bottom. Lodato's got to get to his bumper. Garrett Sidnor falling off the back of Lodato. Now he's going to get back to him. On board with Sidnor in 3rd. Ryan Hines still in 4th. Heschel to 5th. Ryan Potter 6th. The rest of the field sorts it out, but we don't really care about them. 2 laps to go this time by. Can Lodato get to him? He's going to have to move him. Here he goes. Presents inside. Scares the 23 up. Can they go side by side? Yes. He's going to get to him side by side for the race lead off of turn 2. Into 3 and 4. He could get him here. Oh, white flag out in the air. 1 lap to go from North Wilkesboro. They're even. The 23 holds his outside. Can Sidnor do something about it? Off of turn 2. The 23 holds his own. Here comes Sidnor. It's going to be a 3-horse race into 3 and 4. White flag into 3 and 4 for the final time. Lodato to the line. Drag race. He's going to clear him. Lucas Lodato will go back to back. He wins at North Wilkesboro. What a finish. And Terry Brooks, you got to give credit where credit is due. 30-lap old tires. He did a hell of a job to hold off Lodato for as long as he did, and he'll still come up with a 2nd. Sidnor didn't feel like wrecking them both, unfortunately. It would have been exciting to see. He'll settle for 3rd. What a move by Lodato. Let's get another look at that while he does his burnout. Surely he'll be excited, but we got to take a look at this finish. As he gets into 3 and 4. Got a better camera. Let's see. Here we go. The 7 does a fantastic job of getting clear of Terry Brooks here in 3 and 4. Brooks was trying to pin him down. He could get the run off the corner, but look at this. Lodato just steps on the gas to get clear of him. Forces them both up the track, and Brooks just isn't on his right rear anymore. That's what fresh tires will do for you. The 50 almost got to 2nd, but there was no chance of him getting to Lodato, who executed that perfectly. Almost screwed himself over with that failed bump and run on with like 5 to go, 4 to go. And he got back to him, got side by side, and I don't know how Brooks stayed with him for as long as he did. But he did. That was a fantastic effort from Terry Brooks, but Lucas Lodato gets it done. The Culture Designs Truck Series, and that is an extremely low quality photo with a square background. Oh, it's cut off by the bottom ticker, isn't it? All right. Oh, he's going around. He's doing the Kyle Larson lap. He's not doing a burnout. That's his motor blowing up. And we'll see. A game I like to play now, just with myself, is how many family members, relatives, friends will Lucas Lodato have in the chat. It comes to a stop. I think we can pull him in now. Lucas Lodato, back to back here in the Highline Truck Series. How does it feel?
Dude, I did not expect to win today. I could tell you what, I've only ever run like one race on this track, and I did not practice at all for this. Like, more or less, I thought I would do. I was in contention for the win last week, but this is a surprise to me. I'm as shocked as anybody else.
Well, yeah. Well, both times that I've talked to you before the short tracks, you've been skeptical to say the least. But I mean, obviously you won. You did a pretty solid job, I would say. What were you doing differently? Because you didn't qualify all that high. Qualified 7th, got up to the front, and you just kind of had pace.
Yeah, I think I just knew when to go and when not to, and I followed Garrett through when he pitted at first, and him and I were on the same strategy. I knew he was going to be my main competition. If it had played out the way it did, thankfully I was able to get through the traffic a little cleaner than he was, and that kind of made the difference. Also, that late caution where it was about 20 to go, when I got to go down and take tires, I got pretty lucky there because Terry kind of made his bed by pitting off cycle. There were sort of two cycles, what me and Garrett did and what Terry and Ryan did, and thankfully it panned out so that I had fresher tires at the end. I got to say thanks to Terry for that awesome racing at the end. That probably came out pretty good on the broadcast, so I'm excited to watch that one back.
Yeah, that was pretty entertaining. So Talladega is next week. We got 2 super speedways this season. So you'll go from the biggest track that you won to the smallest track that you won to a track with no skill involved, just pure luck. How do you feel about that?
I think my strategy typically at Talladega is just to ride around. I think I might rethink that for next week. I think I might try to run up front, just because the talent of these guys. It's not like a normal open lobby where you can just go in and make it happen when it's time. Like, everybody here's got a teammate or two, and everybody has a plan. So I think we might have to change up my strategy.
All right. Well, congratulations. I'm sure you have some people to thank.
Yeah, thank you to my QCR guys, even though I was on my own tonight. Thanks to them as always, and thanks to the Swamp guys for letting me come in and be an honorary Swamper tonight. Thank you to Lily as always for watching. Any Bearcat Motorsports guys that are on there, checking it out. And thanks for you putting on the broadcasts and all the mods and all that stuff. So.
All right. Well, congratulations, second person I think to go back to back. So.
Yeah, me and who else did it?
You and Poteet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, River.
All right, there is Lucas Lodato's second win in a row, second win in the season. I think that puts him in the points lead. So we'll talk to Terry Brooks, who is going to be right up there with him. Terry Brooks kind of on an alternate strategy from the leaders to kind of put you on old tires there at the end. But you managed second. How does it feel?
It feels good. Lucas gave me a good shot there. I think 2 to go, and it forced me to spin the tires on the rear coming off of 4, and then I got real free in 2. So it set him up really good for that last lap pass. Wish I would have slowed down coming through the field a little bit after my pit stop. I think I may have used a little too much tire because I felt that first entire run, I felt like we were pretty quick and was able to maintain pace even on the older tires. And I mean, I did use another 2% on both right sides in that last run. And it's 4 laps shorter than the first run. But all in all, it was a great night. Short tracks are always caution filled and interesting. And I felt like Culture Design's truck had a really strong run, and I think we put on a good show.
All right. Well, that puts you right up with Poteet not making the race. Puts you right up in contention for the championship. How do you feel going into a completely luck-based track at Talladega?
It's all about luck. I mean, every time you're at a plate race, you can be up front, you can be dead last. It's just a matter of where the wreck is to how it plays out for you. It puts on good shows, and I enjoy plate racing. It's just the downside of the big crash. It happens every race. It's just a matter of where you're at when it happens. Make or
Yeah.
break a season.
Yeah. Well, it's happened every time so far with both season openers. So I'm sure it'll happen again. Take out some important people. Anything else I can say before we let you go?
No, just thank y'all for putting on the broadcast. Thank Bossy and Alan, Bossy for putting on the series and doing all the admin stuff, and Alan doing all the cone work. It's strategic work. He missed a cone one time tonight. He'll catch a lot of grief about that through Discord over the next week. And thank you for all you do with the broadcast. It's good broadcast, and Fireball Talks helping us get all this together.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Have a good one.
All right, Terry Brooks, second on the night on the old tires. He did a pretty solid job of managing it, and so we'll talk to Garrett Sidnor, who is always finishes up front and then seems surprised. So we'll see what he has to say this time. Garrett Sidnor on the same strategy as Lucas Lodato. I mean, you had a chance to take them both out for the win, but settle for third. How does it feel?
Solid night. Frustrating, but a little solid night. I'm not really that great at short track racing, and coming away to third and feeling like the second best truck all night. Definitely feels good. But yeah, just didn't have the chaos at the end when we needed it to just kind of slip through for the win. So we were kind of at the mercy of the top two and what was going to happen there. So yeah, good finish.
All right. Well, pretty caution filled, and like I said with Lucas, you go from a giant track to this, which is basically just a bull ring, to Talladega. How do you feel going into the I think this first multi super speedway series or multi super speedway season, second super speedway race? How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm mixed feelings. I knew this was going to be the rough stretch of the schedule, but to come out the last two races and have top three finishes has been very great. But obviously, going to a track like Talladega, where we finished basically almost dead last out of all the cars in the Daytona race, it's not like we weren't up front, but plate racing, you should sometimes be at the right place, right time, and I hate waiting on that. But we'll just kind of see how it goes for Talladega.
All right. Well, you have anything else to say before we let you go?
Yeah, just thank JPR and Games 123 Racing for bringing me a fast Speedco F1 Ford F-150. Loves Forge, Glory Art Photography, Speedy Cash, FreightAuctions.com. All friends, family, sponsors that support my racing endeavors. So yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on the podium, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. So that wrap things up. A eventful race to say the least, and we'll get the results up here before I forget. Lucas Lodato, of course, takes home the victory, second of the season, second in a row over Terry Brooks and Garrett Sidnor. Both guys, or all three of those guys, obviously Lucas had two really good races, but Terry and Garrett, consistent good results through the last couple of weeks, and so they will keep their championship hopes alive. Ryan Hines ends up fourth. Casey Heschel, despite being in like 5 wrecks, EOL at the beginning of the race, and he just never recovered there until the end. Couldn't get past 5th, but still a good result for the 49. Tyler Rush ends up 6th. Dylan Clark claws his way back up to 7th, despite also being in like half the wrecks. Matthew Rodriguez got turned late there in the running, ends up 8th. Ryan Potter was involved in a couple wrecks. He got back to 9th. Matt Muir ends up at the tail end of the top 10 in 10th, 2 seconds off of the race leader Ty Smith. In 11th, Nicholas Pressey ends up 12th. Michael Deitch comes home 13th. Connor Holden gets wrecked late, ends up 14th despite running top 5 basically all night. Andrew Siegel, who was actually involved in like literally every wreck, just in the wrong place at the wrong time the whole race, could never get back up to the front. Struggled to get through the field and ends up 15th. Dylan Wedgwood ends up 16th. He did not finish the race. The choose cones, Alan Cunman and Adam Bossy, 17th and 18th. Obviously, they didn't race. And Dalton Beer did register, but he did not start. So 17 trucks made the race, 16 made the field, and 15 finished. None of them a lap down. Everyone's super close, tight knit, as always with the short track races. So see how it goes at Talladega tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 4 Cup Series, I think. No, they pushed the other race back. So 4 Cup Series tomorrow. David will be back live right now, I think, doing one of the leagues. I don't really know his schedule, but David's live right now, and then I'll be back on Monday for the 4 Truck Series, and then back on Tuesday for Talladega here. We'll be live on Thursday for Iora, the Iora Cup Series. Tune into that for sure. The race was fantastic last week. And other than that, I think that'll just about do it. So thank Tango Paints and all the other partners of FTN. And we'll wrap up. So thank you all for coming out. Subscribe if you're new, please. And we hope you have a good night.